So let's talk about some gossip here about Miley Cyrus. She's saying that she can't handle it because it's very isolating being on stage with thousands of people. There's no connection. There's no safety. It's like singing for hundreds of thousands of people isn't really like the same thing that she fell in love with before, she was saying. Rather, performing to a smaller, more intimate space with her friends and family is more for her. But like this is part of the job, usually, when you're a composer, a singer, a musician, a rock star, all this, you get in front of the big crowds. It's part of how it always works. Her last big tour was in 2014, 2015, 78 shows. After that, she said she just doesn't want to do it again. Has a new album out, Endless Summer Vacation. Flowers has been like number one on Spotify, and it was the fastest track to 1 billion on Spotify in 112 days, which is crazy. So like people are digging her stuff. They're digging all of her new music, but she doesn't want to go out there and do concerts. But this is how they make their money normally, right? Isn't this usually how it's like the bread and butter for all the musicians because the Spotify deals aren't as good as it used to be. Record sales aren't the same. So can she do this, or is she just shooting herself in the foot with her career, Sabrina? What do you think?
Oh, sorry. I mean, I don't think she's shooting herself in her foot. I think people are still going to like her regardless. She's Miley Cyrus. She has a very, very wide spanning fan base because there's people who were watching her when she was doing Hannah Montana that are like, her age that are still her fans, but she's also still constantly captivating younger audiences as well. So she has, I believe, like a group. Jesus, that is a picture. Thank you for that.
I was waiting for it.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, that was slightly distracting to see whatever's happening over there on that Vogue. I think this is where she did that interview. I think she is like she's at that point of her career. Like she's been, even when she's like not around, she somehow manages to stay relevant, whether it be by marrying a Hemsworth or getting naked somewhere or like being pansexual. Like she always is around, and she does it in like a very doesn't give a fuck, does what she wants to do kind of way, which I appreciate as a person, that she really doesn't give a shit what people think about her. And I think that there's a lot of pressure placed on, young people and old people, you know what I mean? But she really is just like, this is me. And I don't really, you could see everything, like my scars and all. And I appreciate that about her. I don't, I don't really relate to her music. It's a little bit poppy for me personally. But I don't have anything against her. I like that she lives her life and does what she wants to do. I'm sure she will perform. She's performed at like some Super Bowl events. She does the Grammy. She will perform. She just doesn't want to go on a world tour with these huge giant arenas, playing to bazillions of people. I'm sure she'll still tour plenty. And there'll be plenty of opportunities to see her live. I just don't think she wants to do it in that capacity. And to be fair, she hasn't done a tour like that since 2014, wrapping up in 2015. So it's been, whatever.
We also
8
had a
years.
big pandemic. There's been a lot that's happened in between.
That was 2 years
there,
of 8 years, but still, everyone else is back touring. Like it's still been quite some time since she's toured, and it certainly hasn't hurt her album sales. So I think she's going to be just fine.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I still think that it's like, I can't believe she'd say that. I know their fans are excited to see her, that they won't see her now. I feel like she's limiting herself, but then again, maybe she's branching away from this. I mean, you have a new album come out, you would think you got to promote it better. I don't know. Jacob, what do you think about this situation? Do you think that she should be touring, or do you think that this is fine and she's able to do that at this point in her career?
Honestly, kind of like what Sabrina was saying, I have nothing against her either. I actually enjoy her music. It doesn't really bother me one way or another what she decides to do. I think there's possibly one of two things. One, maybe she's like me, and since the pandemic, she just doesn't really care for crowded spaces anymore. I can relate to that. I get it. I don't really want to go to crowded spaces anymore either. Or two, what's the best way to get hype for your new tour? Say you're not going to do it.
Well, yeah.
True. Then those tickets go on sale and it happens, boom, sold out.
Yep.
People are hungry. She has fans. She has loyal fans. They range the age spectrum, everything. Like I think she could easily sell it out if she decides to do it. So it's one of those two things. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe she really just doesn't care for crowded spaces, but she'll probably still do the tour because she'll be good to her fans, and she's still a musician at the end of the day. She likes her music. She likes to sing. She likes to perform. If that's what she loves, she'll continue to do it.
It's just another retirement, GR says. Yeah, I can see that.
She's pulling a Jay-Z.
Yeah, just like putting it out there, be like, and then it creates some buzz. And then eventually she sells out and makes, billions and billions of dollars, Keoki, are you kind of following that same world? You thinking the same kind of thing? Or what's your thoughts on Miley Cyrus's new career path.
Yeah, I mean, she's been just like Sabrina was saying, like she's captured all the audience that were on her show, watching her as a kid grow up into a young lady that performs. Now she's an older woman performing, but also trying to still captivate her audience and bring in a new audience. So bring in those followers, bring in those people that want to see her and jump on to her bandwagon. And the best way to do it is to say, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to have this show as big as these other shows that have been around. So that makes perfect sense. I'm not one of her biggest fans, but I do understand and see the changes that she's gone through from being like a kid that's on TV to just being her own person and getting her own vibe. I think she's doing great. And I think it's an awesome way to get more people in to sell tickets.
Keoki, you're rocking out to what was that? Wrecking Ball? What was that one? What was that?
Wrecking Ball? Maybe.
What was that?
No, Party in the USA.
What was that?
Or something?
I can't think of the name of that song. I'm not a big Miley Cyrus fan either, but yeah, but I could see that was a good moment in Free Guy when they used that song in Free Guy. What was that song, Sabrina? Wrecking Ball.
That's right.
I don't know.
It wasn't the Free Guy song Mariah Carey. That was the Mariah Carey song.
But they used the Wrecking Ball part when they were
at the end
level. It was
when he goes running, he goes to jump out, and then he misses it or some shit, and he dies.
Right. Yeah, but that was actually very funny. It was Wrecking Ball, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about the song you heard every morning when he woke up. I was like, that was Mariah Carey. I think.
Mariah Carey, yeah. But I don't know. For her, I guess whatever, she's doing her thing, and you're right. I can see what Jacob was saying earlier too, being like, "Oh, this is just a ploy to get the butts back in the seat later on," and to kind of be like, "No, I'm not doing that anymore." But yes, she is, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for Miley. It is what it is. Hopefully that her stuff will keep doing well for her, and she'll find her path. And if it is not being on these big sold out stages anymore, I imagine she'll find a way, as she has since she's been a kid. Because she's been kicking ass for a long time since Hannah Montana. So I remember seeing her. Scandalous. She was on that show, by the way. Scandalous.
And she successfully separated herself from Disney.
Yeah.
It's like one of the toughest things for a lot of these musicians to do. I think her and Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears, I'll give her that too, are probably the only three from Disney that have been able to fully separate themselves from that.
And Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, but where is she?
Very hard to do. Once they get you in that Mickey Mouse Club, there's no going back, man. You're locked in. Huh? Mickey's gotcha forever. Forever. It doesn't matter how good or bad it is. He's going to just keep on to you forever.